Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to African Heritage Television. My name is Heritage Ibrahim, and with me today I have Mr. Rosemary Osho.
Well,
You're welcome to our program.
they said you're welcome to our program. I don't know if we are welcome to our program.
I'm welcoming our viewers.
Oh, I almost forgot that.
You forget that we have viewers? Are you serious?
I forgot. Don't blame me for that. When somebody is in between, you sandwich me, both of you. You're not allowing me to breathe. You should let me have a say.
Okay.
I am even the one that is supposed to say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Heritage. It has to be ladies first.
Yeah, we all realize that ladies first after men. We give that to you. We give that to you. Anyway, we have a good show for you today. We have a couple of announcements or news from the motherland, Africa. For example, the Nigerian Senate came up with something that is innovative, but something that really upset the Western world. Talking about the same-sex law that was enacted in Nigeria, that was passed by the Senate. The Senate made it mandatory for 14 years without an option of fine for anybody that practices same-sex and or married to people that are of same sex. In a simple term, if you are gay, get out of Nigeria if you want to practice your gayism.
That's right, plain and simple.
That's in a nutshell.
Plain and simple.
We do not tolerate being gay here. That is what the Senate says in Nigeria. That is a watershed of all the nonsense that is going on in the world today. I know I don't agree with the Nigerian legislators, Senate or whatever a lot of time, but on this, I am with them 110%. And what irritates me most is the comment of Canada, Britain, and maybe
we haven't heard from the U.S.
Maybe the U.S. is going to put their own mouth because they want to champion.
I'm sure they're going to have something to say too. It's coming. We already know that.
Whatever they want to say about this is not welcome if they're not going to support the law.
Right.
If they want to tie this to some aids that they want to give us, please forget you. Like our people will say, forget you.
I love David Mack's response. Forget the aids. Keep your aids. Keep whatever assistance you have for us, because this law is here to stay.
That's right, and I love it.
Yeah, you want to be gay? 14 years. If you don't want to go to jail, get out.
Do you think that Cameron, the British Prime Minister, is gay?
Don't say that. We don't know. I don't know, because that's not in the open. You never know. They might decide.
He looks gay. Now that I'm looking. Now that I'm processing it.
You can't judge the book by the, you can't judge the picture. How did I say it again? You can't judge the book by the picture. Sometimes the book, it might look gay, but maybe it's not.
But why is he saying that if Nigeria did not revise the law, they will have to do this, they will have to withhold the aids they give to Nigerians? Why does he have to say that if it's not gay?
Because he's just trying to put it out there so it will look like, oh, he's this nice man who gets along with everybody, whether you're gay or not gay. No,
yeah,
in Nigeria we don't. Sorry.
Please, take your gay thing and stay in Britain. And I don't even know. Do you know why they have to call themselves Great Britain now?
Well,
They are still living in the past glory, so
Yeah.
they still think they're great. It's like Nigeria, the giant of Africa, but we're sleeping, sleeping giant.
Yeah, but at least we don't call ourselves Great Nigeria. They call ourselves Great Britain. Do you think they're great?
They used to be, but I don't think they're still now.
They, I don't know. Maybe they should just take the word "great" out of Britain, because there was a time they said, sun never sets in the British Empire, but now the sun hardly rises in the British Empire. They are just like the 51st state of America now. Anything that the American president
They
is
just
doing
concord.
is me too.
They just yes.
Me too. The United Nations, America said no to Arab. Me too.
Seconded by Britain.
America is going to strike Libya tomorrow.
We second that.
America is going to punish Nigeria on gay stuff.
They second it.
They are me too, me too, me too. Why are you calling yourself Great Britain?
I don't know.
America used to be your colony, and they got independence, and they are even greater than you.
Yes.
And America did not say they're great Americans.
We're just Americans.
Just Americans. We will move into another segment,
What segment?
which is the way Nigerians are treating women that are allegedly, that were alleged to have stolen BlackBerry.
Oh my goodness.
Every day, this is becoming a concern.
And-
Every day when you open the Facebook, what do you see?
Oh my goodness, naked girls.
Just
Oh
because
my
they stole
goodness, the
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. First of all, we're not saying that it's okay to steal. It's not okay to steal, but that jungle justice is just way too much. How much is a BlackBerry, for crying out loud?
Well, why should they steal it?
That's what I'm saying. It's not good to steal, but then that's just way too much
When I was
justice.
interviewing somebody, he told me point blank that he supports the way they strip them naked in the public.
But
And I said, why?
that's not their duty, though. If you steal something, it's the duty of the government to bring you to pass justice on you,
Not the
people.
individuals just taking
Around
laws
you.
into their hands and
The
saying
those
whatever they
people are
want.
taking laws into their hand like every other person in Nigeria. If
And
you
that
think
is
you have
the
little power, it is just a mob action. It's bad. But those people I talk to,
Right.
their opinion is this: thou shalt not steal is in the Bible. There is nothing like thou shalt not punish anybody who stole.
But we also have laws.
But the punishment does not even commensurate with what they
Right,
steal.
right.
You see terrorists there, you did not deal with them. If Boko Haram is coming now, Nigerians will run into the sea. If they see water, they'll jump into that water instead of facing Boko Haram. Even the government. Oh, by the way, do you know the government of Jonathan Goodluck was very scared of Boko Haram?
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Boko Haram said they're going to deal with Jonathan. Because of that, he refused to go to his brother's wedding.
And when the UN got bombed, he did not show up for, what, 24 hours?
For 8
Or
hours.
48 hours because he was scared that there will be another bomb there. So it's okay for innocent and common
People
man
to
to
get
die,
killed.
but you don't want to
Another
get killed, and yet you want to
Be
be
the
the
president
president
of the country. Security is becoming an issue in our country.
Yes.
We've spent so much money on electricity, power generation and everything, and we're still not having light. The good people of Rhode Island, the good Nigerians in Rhode Island and other cities put something together that says, let there be electricity.
Let there be light.
And they sent people to Nigeria, Abuja, Lagos. There was a 1 million march on electricity. They tried their best. They showed concerns. They held peaceful protests in New York, DC,
And Abuja.
Atlanta, Houston, Abuja, and all other big cities of the world, London.
Wow.
They tried their best to call attention to this thing, what are we getting? Still nothing.
Hmm.
The most outrageous part of it is this. They are trying to remove fuel subsidy.
Subsidy, right? I saw that.
Fuel subsidy is this. They think the government is subsidizing fuel for citizens of Nigeria. So they want to remove the subsidy.
Hmm.
So a gallon of oil in Nigeria now, if it's costing probably 3 naira or 5 naira, it's going to cost about 7 or 10 naira. And
That's a big
people's
difference.
lives are not being, there's no value to people's life. There's all security issues still there. There's no good road. There's no network road. There's
Nothing.
virtually, the system is grinding into a halt.
Hmm.
Nothing is working. And upon this, you want to put, they've taxed, if you live in Lagos State, you probably pay about anything you make, if you're making 60,000 a year, a month, probably about 35,000 is going to various aspects of taxes.
Wow, that's a lot. It's a huge chunk.
I do not know how you want to survive in that area. The minimum wage is still 18,000 naira. Out of the 18,000 you get a month, over 9,000 is going to taxes.
Wow.
And now you want to remove oil subsidies. My question is this: how much does it even cost to produce a gallon of oil? Of petroleum, or 1 liter of gas? How much does it? If you don't know how much it costs to produce 1 liter of gas, how can you price it?
How can you price
The
it?
NNPC does not even know how much it costs to produce 1 liter of gas. I've
That doesn't
tried,
make
I've
sense.
called the NNPC director, I've talked to people. Nobody seems to be able to tell me what it costs to produce 1 liter of gas.
Hmm.
So how do you price what you don't know, you don't know the cost? And this is Nigeria for you. Somebody is just going to wake up and say, okay, I'm going to put this for 25 naira.
Yeah.
And the masses cannot say anything.
What can they really say?
It is not supposed to happen like that. And look at what is happening in Arab countries. Question for you. Do you think there can be a revolution in Nigeria?
Oh gosh, I hope we don't get there. Because we went through Biafra and we know how many people
Biafra is not
suffered.
revolution.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it could get, with the revolution, it could get to the point where people are taking sides, people are getting killed, fights and all of that. I hope that it
A lot
always
of people are
gets
gonna get
dangerous
killed
and
people
yeah.
fighting.
But
for
people are
themselves.
getting killed now because of bad
It
policies.
might even get
It's gonna
worse.
get worse. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna
In
get worse
things
because
like
we
this,
don't know how to have.
Do we really have a power of the people? Because if we have a power of the power of the people will move these people out.
I understand that, but then again, in Nigeria, we don't know how to have peaceful protests. I remember when I was in school, your own governor will order the police officers to shoot students at sites. Peaceful protests. So you're talking about revolution, please? I don't know.
That is because, okay, I understand what you're saying. Don't think I do not understand what you're saying.
Right.
Because during June 12, 1993, I went to Nigeria. I voted in that election, and I stayed back to hear the
results
result.
and everything.
The result was cancelled when Moshood Abiola was winning. The result was cancelled, and there were protests here and there. The northern Nigeria do not join the protest because whoever is, Babangida that is ruling them is from the north.
Right, right.
That was a very good chance that Nigeria missed. You voted for somebody across the whole Nigeria.
It was
You
so
voted for
fair.
somebody, you cannot stand by your vote.
It was the freest election.
Freest and fairest election. You cannot stand for the man. You cannot look at the military in the face and say, you know what? This is what we want. You
This
put
is
tribalism
this is
into
what
it.
we voted.
But those people know how to manipulate the common man.
Right.
They know how to spread bad rumors. They know how to get to their target. But you know what? We are getting wiser by the day. The benefit, and that is the benefit of education. I want to purposely think that is why the northern leaders are keeping the northern peasants in the north are being kept out of Western education. Because if you have Western education, you can operate the internet, you'll see what is going on elsewhere in the world. You don't have to listen to BBC Hausa language alone.
Right.
Or Igbo language. You know what is going on outside the world. You know, I mean, the revolution in the Arab country is just an eye opener.
Yeah, we're gonna get there because
When?
the world is more like a global village now. Like you're rightly saying about the peasants being. Look, people are carrying computers in the urban areas and the remotest areas in Nigeria now. So I think that we're gonna get there.
And the Nigerians here, we keep on saying, oh, when we come here, we finish our school, we're going to go home. Then you get married here. I know that was what I said when I came to this country. I'm just going to finish my education and go. Then you start having kids. I want my kids to grow up before I go. Then it's going to be, I want my kids to get out of the university before I go.
Right.
And it's going to be, I want my kids to get married before I leave. I want to see my grandbaby. You know what? You'll be 40, 50 years here.
The rest of it, you live all your life
And
in the
if you come here in your 20s and you've added 50 more in this country, you're saying you ain't going nowhere.
Well,
The next place you go in is a nursing home.
Yeah, the reason is this though. We have a country now where you're either very rich or very poor. We don't have the middle class anymore. So in order for you to be able to live the kind of life that you're living in the United States, and when I say the kind of life you're living here, I'm extravagant life. I'm talking about basic amenities like water,
Basic
lights, and
necessities.
all of that stuff. In order for you to be able to have that type of decent
It's
life,
luxury over there.
It's luxury, so you have to have money. So when you think about that, and then the security and all of that, and you have to deal with the bad roads as well. So it's almost like, why am I mean, let me wait until...
Will you go home to live, Miss Rukaya? Will you go back to Nigeria?
Eventually, I will go, but not
At
at
what
this
age?
moment. Never
About
think
60 or 70. Will you go back to Nigeria and live?
I will. I'm actually getting tired of the United States, for real, and I'm saying this from my heart. But then again, you think about how I'm going back home, how am I going to deal with it? There are times that I go to Nigeria and I love it and I'm having so much fun, but when the light goes off and you have to sleep in that dark. Yeah, and so when you're sitting down there and the light goes off and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how do I deal with this? Or when you get stuck in that traffic and the roads are bad and all of that, it gets frustrating and then you want to run back to the US. And the sad thing is, as soon as you get to the United States, you're going, oh, I want to go back home. I don't know, it's a love-hate relationship.
For me, nobody's asking me if I want to go home, so I don't have to volunteer anything.
I know you were saying you wanted to go back, so.
Believe me, I want to go back, but I want to go back on my time, not because the president want me to come home and he get me arrested and he lock me up and throw away the key, or he abused one governor and they cannot just wait for me to come home and punish me. Look, but I'm not scared. I mean, I want to go home.
Right.
I came to this country in my 20s, and all I was saying is, let me just finish my my college and go back home.
And now you're in your 60s and you're still...
No, I'm in my 70s now, and my kids are planning to take me to nursing home. I'm scared of that, so I want to go home. I want to go, if anything is going to happen to me, I want it to happen to me back home. That is where my grandfather slept. My father is going to sleep there, and I want to sleep there too.
Wow.
But can I really say the same thing about my kids? Probably not.
They'll visit, but they probably won't.
You will be lucky even if they visit.
They will.
You will be lucky if they visit, to be honest with
You
you.
just visit maybe a week or so and have to come back.
They can't, because
Just because of their father.
we're not going to lie to each other. Those kids are not going back home with you.
That's
Unless the country turns around, because it's been hard here too. But as long as the government here is still giving free milk and canned food, is it canned
Oh
food?
my gosh.
Canned food and what again? Wheat, WIC or whatever.
Stop it.
No,
You
seriously.
get free food, free housing.
If
free
you don't
clothes.
have, if they can do that in Nigeria, Yoruba people will say, "Te biba ti kuro ninu ishe bouché." If you took feeding out of your poverty line, The poverty system is subsidized. I mean, if the graduates in Nigeria can feed 3 times a day, you think no, people are not asking for luxury back home. They're just asking for basic necessities.
Yes, just to be comfortable.
I know. I remember when we were growing up, when my big brother graduated college, he had car loans. He had a 3-bedroom apartment. He was paying our school fees. I mean, everything was okay. But it just seemed like sometimes you sit down and you wonder what happened to all of that.
In the 70s.
What happened to all of that?
Were you born in the 70s?
Don't do that.
No,
We're
you
on
just want to
TV.
throw my
Quit
age
it.
out there,
Yes.
but no, I
Don't do
wasn't.
that.
Oh,
Now you're
you
about to
wasn't
tell
born-
them that I'm
No,
old.
No, I wasn't.
No, seriously. If you were
Seriously,
born
I
in the
wasn't.
70s,
Or even early 80s.
well, I don't know about early 80s
Early 80s.
because the military boys have started behaving anyhow, and Shagari's government was bad then.
Yes, but it was still decent up till
Compared to
like
what we got
Yes,
here, is still
it was
at
still very
El Dorado.
decent. That's
But
right.
in the 70s, as soon as you finish, you get out of the university, a job is guaranteed,
Right,
a car is guaranteed, and
Right.
3-bedroom apartments.
right.
Today, even if you have a PhD, you still have to line up.
And you might not even.
Somebody
end up
with
getting-
master's degree in Nigeria are fighting to drive buses,
Right, right,
BRT buses.
right.
And one thing that I don't get again is the Nigerian government attitude. You set somebody pee on the street, and you're gonna find the person is gonna pay fine, the person is gonna do corporal punishment, and is gonna sweep the road for about a month or whatever time. I can agree with that to some extent.
Right.
You look at you look at 6, 7, 8 kilometers stretch. There's no public restroom.
Can I tell you something? When I was in Nigeria and we had that mayor visits, where mayors from all parts of the world were visiting Nigeria, I was in Ondo State, so we went to their agriculture area where they have all these plants and stuff. It was a really big place. Do you know that there were no restrooms, and these men wanted to use the restroom and they didn't have a place to go.
Wow. It's even easier for men.
And they had ladies. They had mayors from here. There were ladies that were in Nigeria at that time. They wanted to use the restroom. There was no public restroom anywhere.
Wow.
So they had to cut the visit short. So they drove them to the governor's quarters.
To use the restroom.
Yes, because there was supposed to be a dinner there for them. So they cut the visit short and rushed them to the
Isn't
governor's
that an
quarters.
eyesore? Somebody was planning visit for mayors, and you cannot have
No
basic
public restroom anywhere. You're on your own.
This is what we're saying. If you don't, I mean, we don't. I don't know, and they come here all the time.
All the time, and they see stuff like
They
this.
come here all the time. They still see stuff. You can. I mean, you can practically enter any restaurant here and get.
Now, this is funny. When I visited Ocean State, I was in, I believe, one of their bureau, the communication director's office, waiting for him to show up because he was not in the office, and I needed to use the restroom. There was no restroom.
So it locked.
What do you mean? There was no restroom. The only restrooms they had locks, and they belonged to some high-ranking members of those places. So if you needed to use the restroom, you would have to walk out of the building and go to the bush, inside the bush, to use the restroom. So I told them, there's no way you're gonna get me into the bush to use the restroom. You better get there. Whoever the boss is, bring his keys down here. And even the bathroom that they had keys on wasn't even the best of restroom. I was very disappointed.
Basic things.
I was.
Who will build an edifice and you will
And
forget
don't
that
have a restroom.
you have to the location of a
Yeah.
restroom has to be accessible for
Yeah,
people.
for people.
What if you're handicapped?
Then this is a government quarters.
And that brings me to another topic, ladies and gentlemen, the handicap thing that I just mentioned. I read somebody sent something to me from New York yesterday that some poor people were telling each other to go get infected with AIDS.
What?
Let me finish. Because if you get infected by AIDS,
Yeah.
it is going to be classified as handicap, and you can get anything free in New York.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you put yourself through that just for free meal? And
Then I called somebody that worked there,
right.
and she told me that it is true.
Wow. So
Oh
you
my
rather
God.
put your life at risk
Yes.
just because you want something free from the government.
For a few years, and then you can go 6 feet under.
You give
That is
you give people with
ridiculous.
AIDS all days, and it's free. I might as well.
Why would you wish
Why
that
would
on
you even
yourself?
think that?
Wow.
I mean,
These
you
are
see that?
words coming to. This is crazy.
You were telling me something about the laws in Kentucky. Is it Kentucky or
Oh my
Arizona?
goodness, there was this beautiful young white girl, white American, who is.
Why did you say beautiful? Did you see her face?
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Okay.
And she is engaged to this African. The guy is from Zimbabwe, and because she goes to this church and she sings in that church sometimes, she now brought in her boyfriend, who is from Zimbabwe, who also sings gospel music. So they did a number in the church. And after singing, I think the number was "I Surrender All," and the girl played the piano. Her boyfriend, did the singing. It was beautiful. Everybody clapped and everything. And at the end of the whole ceremony, they called them to the corner and told them, "You are not allowed to sing in this church anymore. We don't condone interracial relationship."
Ladies and gentlemen, that happened in the United States.
Yes, 2011.
Please, will somebody just withdraw the concession of free, what is it? They don't tax churches, right?
Yes.
Can somebody
it's
just,
tax-free.
somebody
Tax
just
deductible.
withdraw their 50C, whatever form
the number
that
is.
makes it,
Possible for them.
that
to
makes
get
it
done.
tax-free?
Yes, yes.
I don't want my tax to fund such a thing.
Can you imagine that? This is happening in the
In the house of God,
of all places.
in the year 2011.
Yes.
And it is tax-free for churches and religious houses.
The girl's father was in shock, and then now they're trying to allow the church to, kind of mellow down a little bit and allow them to get married. I'm like, why are you guys even still in the church?
It doesn't.
I will
no,
not
I
worship
don't-
under that minister. I'm sorry.
I will not allow them. If I kind of worship in that church, I will not leave the church and I'll get married. And if I don't get married, nobody else gets married in that church.
The interesting thing is the man who created all this huge mess has now resigned as the pastor of the church. So there is a new pastor who allows them to come to church, but still they are not able to sing in the choir. They're not able to participate in anything that's going on in the church. The only thing they can participate in is funerals.
So why they still going to the church?
I'm like, why are you still there? That was my question. Why are you still there?
I don't know if that question is my question. My question is, please don't. Why would anybody pay tithes in that church if they are not thinking like the pastor?
Right.
Because they cannot survive if people are not giving them their 10%. And that is why we need to review all these 10% tithes and donation to churches and all religious houses. Any religion that preaches a serious dichotomy between black and white, or between this ethnic group and that ethnic group, is not fit to enjoy our tax-free money. When they get tax from me, they don't get tax from them.
I'm like, where in the Bible is a reading that you cannot marry somebody that
This-
doesn't have the same color of skin as you have?
Wasn't it said in the Bible that God created one man and one woman? I rest my case. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to us today. And this is a little bit put up together by the African Heritage Media.
Yes.
It's a fallback of what we discussed on our radio program today, WNRI. And on Fridays, we do this every Friday between 12 and 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we get dignitaries from far and wide, England, Nigeria, all other part of the world. We get calling from politicians, medical doctors, and please join us next week on WNRI.com. If you are outside Rhode Island, you can log on WNRI.com. 12 to 2 p.m. every Friday. You will enjoy what we do. We normally talk to vast type of people, different Latinos, African, Europeans, Americans. We talk to everybody. And today we talk about gays and lesbians, law that were new in Nigeria. And we got white Americans calling in, and they were upset that Nigeria has to enact this type of law. But we told them that Nigeria don't have to apologize for anything at all, because this is a government that all have the right to make laws, and they make a law in their own country.
Exactly.
The same way Americans do not accept polygamy in their country. Nobody asked America why they do not allow polygamy in their country.
Right.
So we felt that nobody should ask Nigeria why Nigeria don't want gay in their country.
That's true.
Pure and simple.
Do you want me to add something?
Sovereignty of individual country. Go ahead.
Well, I was just trying to say, what I was going to say to them is this: if you're gay, get to the United States, and if you're a white American or black American or whatever color of American you are, you want to live a polygamous life, go to Africa or go to Nigeria. It's that simple. We don't have to fight over this. We don't have to fight over this.
Would you
Get to the Europe.
Would you allow your husband to marry another wife?
No.
Would you be a second wife?
I'll get back to you on that. I'm just kidding.
Would you be a second wife? You're not running away.
No, I'm not running away with that. Would I be a second wife? Probably not. I won't be able to handle it because of the type of person that I am. I'm kind of possessive.
Would you be a mistress though?
Why are you asking me all these kind of questions? What are you talking about?
Because you have the right to ask me any question too.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. Now, would I be a mistress?
To anybody, I mean, somebody that was married or that is married or whatever.
I don't
separated.
know. I don't know when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
What
I
about
can't
you?
say
Would
for
you,
now.
Would
I
you
don't
marry
know.
with huh?
I'm trying to be as honest as
Would
possible.
Hold on. Would you allow your husband to marry another wife?
No.
Will you become a second wife?
No.
Because you really have to think about it. Sometimes you find yourself in situations where you really cannot help
So
it.
if your husband,
But
okay,
it's not
both
because
of
you
you,
support it.
if your husband marry a second wife, you're gonna leave your husband because of that?
If I'm married to my husband and I have children and we have built a hold on a minute,
We're
hold
not
on.
asking you to
It all
go.
depends. It all depends.
Well,
It has to be.
No, hold on.
The situation
Thank you.
where you are.
Yeah, because you can forgive him and work things out, but don't just jump into divorce. Like, I'm going to divorce. Because if you divorce your husband, the little young lady will take over. So you have to really sit down and think about it and look at this, how it's going to affect the children, how it's going to affect your finances and all of that before you run to divorce. I'm not going to leave my home because of some young lady.
Can I ask you a more personal question?
Can I ask you a personal
Go
question?
ahead. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. You ask your question.
Uh-oh. Now they want to ask me questions?
No, you ask your
I
question.
call their bluff.
Because I know you.
What?
You just go ahead and just tell
Okay.
us. Anyway.
If your dad marry one wife, you can say, okay, my dad married one wife, why would you want to marry two wives? I would have told you, I'm not your dad.
Right.
But people whose dad got married to more than one wife were always the one that does not like polygamy. Is there anything?
Yes, I am a product of polygamy.
And you don't like it?
I don't like polygamy, but I am thankful to God for my brothers and sisters. I love them to death. I would not trade them for anything in the world. But it's so much trouble between both women, my mom and my other big mom. So They
Oh,
argue.
your dad married 2 wives.
My dad
That
had.
was the mistake. He should have married 4. There wouldn't have been problem. You know, who would
And
you
there might
fight?
be more problems.
And
No.
Mr.
Who are you gonna fight? You're gonna fight A, B, and C?
Some ladies might.
No, the 3 of them will just, drive her away.
So do you have 4 wives?
I do not have 4 wives presently, but I'm working on it.
You're working on 4?
Yeah.
4 and how many concubines?
Well, that is one thing. My religion allowed me to marry up to 4 wives. I've not exhausted that opportunity yet. But
When you do exhaust that,
if I have 4 wives, believe me, I'm not even looking right or left anymore.
people
I have
always
4
say
I'm
that.
not people.
That's why you have that. What is the
I'm not
name
people.
of that senator who divorced one and married another?
Yes, because if you need to marry another one, you have to divorce one. But me,
Divorce somebody for no reason?
no. Me, if I'm married to 4 wives, if I have 4 wives, I'm not even looking anymore.
Okay.
Because my
What's
wives,
today's
my,
date? We need to put that down.
my wives will have to be my best friends.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them.
So you're gonna have 4 best friends.
Of course. Why not? Maybe you'll be my best friend because you can cook. And you'll be my best friend because you...
Not me, but don't look over
No, I'm not talking about you. so I mean, before you get married to you don't. My own belief is this: you just don't get married because everybody's getting married and I want to get married.
Right.
That is the wrong reason to get married for.
Right.
If I'm marrying somebody, we have to have some sparks, some chemistry between us.
Absolutely.
We have to be best, good friends at least, good friends, because good friends if there's a problem, they work it out.
Right.
Why do you think boyfriend and girlfriend will always leave each other without turning back? Because they were never good
We
friends.
were never
before.
good friends, yes.
Whatever bound them together is just, honey, I love you, which was a lie. Majority of I love you is always lies.
That's true.
When you see what you like first, you love. As soon as they start, as soon as they're with her, you start thinking, okay, somebody else, she used to get it, she ain't got it no more. You gotta go. No. That is why it does not, I don't care how much time it's gonna take me.
Right.
I'm gonna make friends with people before we even cross the line. So that is me. And I'm not restricting myself to anything. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not a polygamist because I'm not going to get married at the law court.
Oh my goodness, what is he talking about now?
Not because a polygamy in this country is somebody who married at a law court legally. But in this country, in some states in this country, if you stay with somebody for some state, Texas is 1 year, somebody stays in your house consecutively for 1 year.
He uses the same address and all that.
Yes,
It's called common law.
common law wife, or common law husband, common whatever. In some states, it's 6 months.
Right.
Somebody
I think
told-
Texas used to be 6 months.
I
It
don't
used
know
to be
that.
6 months.
So what I do then was this: if I live with you for in a 9 months, I'll just move out. Then I'll move out. Because if I live with you for 1 year, I'm gonna be your.
I thought I heard it all.
Come on, man. At least I'm the only one telling the truth in this panel.
What? What panel? Here?
Here.
That's not true. I told you the honest truth.
Okay. And what about you?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, every one of them is telling the truth but the truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were about to leave before she was like, I need to ask you a question.
So,
You
I'm the one that started that?
another topic.
You did.
Why are you girls always against me?
No, we're not against it. We're
But
telling
you
you
did,
exactly
you
what.
started another
Yeah.
topic.
You are
So
always
ask-
picking on me.
ask
I've never seen
question.
you pick on each other before. Why don't you pick on your somebody of your size,
You pick
gender?
No, you pick on us.
How can one man pick on 2 people?
You're
You did it.
Mr. Heritage. That's not new. Tell me something I don't know.
I love this too.
We love you too, but sometimes.
Sometimes I just want to. That's what I just want to do because they give me too much trouble. And now my girlfriend is giving me an alternative. I mean, ultimatum. Oh, not alternative. Ultimatum now.
Oh.
You know the ultimatum that she's giving me?
Like the British state in Nigeria.
Dump Ruka, dump Rosemary, and put some people there that is going to compliment you and call you a gentleman.
But you're not a gentleman, I'm sorry to say. You're always
I know Ruka is not going to say that. Ruka?
Of course you're not.
Now you guys
Fatima Bolanle Ishola, I'm officially inviting you
Oh my
to come and be my co-host. I'm dumping both of them.
Just because she only stay with you for how many hours? She needs to spend a day with you. Then she knows.
Fatima, that ain't true.
Why are you calling out her name on...
Because she's the only one supporting me.
Okay.
That is where I get my support.
I rest my case.
Even sometimes, Rebecca in St. Louis doesn't support me.
Because she knows you.
Ogochukwu in Miami doesn't support me. Derele in Nigeria doesn't support me. And who are the other correspondents? Nobody supports
Elizabeth
me.
in Houston does not support
I don't like her either. Where is my support coming from?
From God.
Yeah, from God.
That's
I love you, God.
say.
Thank you, God. Even Jeff doesn't support me.
Yes. And I don't think Danny supports you too.
Oh my God!
That's all.
You know what? We need to restructure this panel. This is not good.
You are in trouble.
This is not good for me.
Supporting you.
Okay, what can I do? How can I get your support?
Stop getting in our cases.
And
If you
stop
stop
putting
getting in our
us on
cases,
the line.
yeah. That's right.
Hmm.
You think you can walk on that?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can stop picking on you girls. What am I going to do if I don't pick on you?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. No, this is a question for either of you or both of you.
Okay.
There was this guy, a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was traveling.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to go with the money. There's no bank in their village.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to go with all the money that he has at home, and he doesn't want to leave the money at home. So he does not trust any of his family members. He gave it to a blind man
Mm-hmm.
to keep for him.
Right.
Because he has talked to this blind man several times. He has kept stuff with this blind man, and he's always getting it back.
Right.
So he called the blind man. He said, "Old man, I'm traveling. I'm going to be back within 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put some money with you. Please keep the money for me."
Okay.
The blind man said, "Oh, okay. Because we're going to do it as we used to do it. When you come back, just come and talk to me. I know how to hide it." So he gave the money to the blind man, and the blind man took the money, and my friend's friend, he goes on his way. 3 months after, the guy came back. But by the time the guy came back, the blind man became deaf.
Okay.
He cannot talk and he cannot hear and is blind. How does the man get his money back?
That's serious, I'm telling you.
There has to be some body language, some connection within them that the old man and the deaf man can sense in your French when they came back. It's
Well,
blind,
maybe you can
it's
smell
deaf,
him or
but
something.
he can smell something.
Can you smell me? If you can see me, can you
If you
smell me?
Trust me, if you spend enough time with somebody, you'll be able to tell
Tell,
if the person, if that's
yeah.
the person working towards, because you can smell them.
I'll
Or you
spend
can
more than
touch
3
them.
years with you now. I cannot still smell you.
But you
Say
know,
something.
there'll be some
Unless
connection.
the only time I smell both of you is when
I don't
you're
even-
fighting.
Did he just say that?
And you do that a lot anyway.
Oh my
Anyway, like we were saying
Okay.
before he jumped in.
Okay, how would you, seriously,
I
how
was
would
going to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what I was going to say is I don't even promote violence, but with that kind of a mouth, just slap him. Just give him a good slap.
You see, if you slap him, what is going to get and come out of his mouth?
I don't know. Slap him. He will do something. He's about to go
Oh,
down.
why did you go there? Why did you get dumb? Pop! Oh, now you think think that is gonna beat your money?
I don't know. It will start something. At least it will begin to try to figure out who I am.
that is the most. Ooh. Okay, the second one is this.
No, what would you do?
What the
You can just go to the second. What would you do?
Well, I'm a very gentleman.
Need your money for the blind man?
How much is this money?
$5.
It's not $5. You said it was a lot of money.
Okay, it was a lot of money. I mean, whatever the amount is, I think you should let it go. Even if
What
you
if it was
sign,
like $5 million?
you're not
And that
gonna
was
give
his
5 million with a
entire
blind man.
thing.
You must be sick. Out of the mind.
You might have $5 million that you don't want to take to the bank. Like the politicians do back in Nigeria, they use this, what is it called? Ghana
How do
was
you know
gold.
that? Because they brought some to your hotel room.
Oh my God, I cannot win with you.
You see, if I happen to be in that, first of all, that is why I said I will always make friends, good friends.
Yeah.
I've said it earlier. I will not give my money to a blind man.
What if was the question?
What if
Yes.
is going to become what the Muslim call zakat?
Just let it
Zakat
go.
is,
Let it go.
you let it go. What else can you do? Even if you go into that blind man's house and get the money, his kids can say you stole the money from his dad. Because they didn't see you put it there.
Good answer. Now, what was the other question?
The other question was this. There is this young man, he's blind, he's deaf and dumb, and his mom died. How would you tell?
Where are you getting all these deaf and dumb stories from?
How would you tell the kids that he's lost his mom?
Just give him the really good hug and be nice.
And that is going to tell him that he lost his
I
mom?
don't know.
Look at.
I don't know what to do.
How would you not know?
Because that's
He's
the thing.
deaf, he's dumb, he's blind. So what are you
How do you tell? So
grab him, take him to the mother's grave or coffin and say, well, fill this.
How is he going to hear you say about
At least, like, just let him go all over the coffin. Maybe it's like, well.
How does he even know that it's a coffin anyway?
He's getting
He has
you
never
can
seen.
tell.
He has
can feel.
The guy has never seen, blind.
Yes, but at least when he
Somebody
touches
that
hold
has
on.
never seen a coffin, how does he know it's a coffin?
They can feel something. They
Yup.
can feel
Okay, how
something.
would he know that it's a coffin?
Wait, that's what I'm
And
saying.
even if he knows that it's a coffin, how will he know who was in that coffin?
Well, that's what I'm trying to break it down.
Break down.
Okay, you put the coffin down and bring the man or the baby, whether it's a boy or a girl, whatever, bring them to the coffin. And then, the coffin, and then open it up. Now he's already filled, just use his hand to kind of fill the coffin and all
Okay.
that. And then you open it up and then allow him or her to fill the body.
Okay.
And then when you fill the body, of course, dead people were just like stiff.
Okay.
So you will be
Steve
able to.
Wonder?
No. So then
Number one,
you'll be able to tell
this
that.
little boy is deaf and dumb and blind.
Oh
He
my
has not
goodness.
seen a coffin before.
What would
Where
you
will you?
How would you handle it?
Yes.
How would you handle it?
Yeah, beg me and say, boss, tell us.
Boss, tell us.
You see, I like myself, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the person does not even know that he has a mother. So why trouble yourself and try to tell him?
Actually,
You just
nobody
said.
get back to you.
What?
How can he not know that he has a mom or dad or something?
He's deaf, dumb, and blind.
Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Heritage to you.
If he knew that he had a mom, he had never seen it. He did not hear the mom yell.
But the thing is, somebody has
He
been
does-
taking care of him.
Okay, you said somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be mom. What?
I raised
That's
my
my case.
Now everybody's gonna raise their case and
What else can we do? What can we say?
okay.
So we're gonna let you handle it.
Okay.
Whatever way you wanna handle it.
Okay. Do you still want me to go? on
No,
with my
no more questions. I'm
Okay.
tired of the different
Okay, let's go. They're tired of the question. Oh, you see, when I start bringing it up now, you guys are tired. What does that tell you?
That you won for today. Okay. I give that
Mr.
to you.
Heritage is still the man.
Oh Lord.
No matter how, you know what? I don't even think I need Fatima anymore. I can handle my demons. I can handle my demons.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the program. This is a fun gala. We're just treating you to funny things that goes on our radio program.
Yes.
And this is exactly one of it. If you want to have more fun, or if you have something that is inexplainable, please call us. One of our number is 401-559-9611. I'm not going to give you their numbers because
That's the only number you get.
okay, I'm going to give you Rosemary's number.
Don't do that.
Our number is 401-722-1111. If you are like the deaf and dumb, you can write it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the program. And from Urukiyat,
I say thank you for listening to the program, and
Rosemary? Oh my God.
Thank you for watching. I'm Rosemary and I'm signing off. Have a great one.
From every one of us is good night
And
and
God
God
bless.
bless.
Ay, well, yoli yoli, ay, Chineke me, I'm with you now. Well, a planet, ay, yoli yoli, ay, rocket I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love they make my heart to do yoli yoli. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. With you, everything is well. Your love they make my heart to do yoli yoli. Nobody can love you the way I do. I'm with you, my love. Same thing, way they make me feel like say you go be my wife. Now the same thing whipping they make my friend talk say I dey waste my time. Now because I dey respect you, girl, spending for you every night and day. I dey pray for you because of you. I dey fly like butterfly, my love. Now this